Hello, captains. It's me, TONIK TZW. It's been a bit of busy week for me. I haven't had much time to play. I've certainly not had time to live stream, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing either this weekend because I'm heading 250 miles north of where I live, unfortunately, to attend a family funeral. But I thought that I would get a video out um, for you to enjoy in my absence. I do expect to be back on Sunday evening, but it's going to be a very long weekend with lots of driving for me. And I don't think I'll be playing again until some point next week. Um, the Jaeger, it is. Is it one trick pony? It's not a bad pony, really. I was a little bit unsure of it at the start when I first got it because yeah, it's got lots of torpedoes. It is a pan-European, not a kamikaze, pan-European shimikaze, basically, but without smoke screens. Um, but we do have that wonderful torpedo reload booster, and we got a couple of those, and it certainly makes a difference to the game, especially when you've got it built for torpedoes. And if you saw from the splash screen, you'll also see that I have an epic torpedo reloader booster on there in the fourth slot, which means that for every 30,000 damage that I get, that I am getting a further reduction in my torpedo reload. And given that it's already fast, it just keeps on getting faster. But we have the wondrous Sky Cancer in the game with a carrier, which means that with only one destroyer in the game, he's obviously going to focus the living heck out of me and try to change the way I play the game. But as you know, generally, I can play well enough to avoid most aircraft carrier attacks. Not always. As you saw, he did get a hit on us there, but we managed to avoid the second run. Now, if you're going to be playing destroyers, and again, this is for some of the newer players out there, one of the things that I will say is learn the capabilities of all the ships that you could potentially be coming up against. Know who you can attack, who you shouldn't attack, who you can get close to, who you can't get close to, who has got radar, who has got sonar, who has got long-range secondaries, because that will change the way you play the game. And I will always say that in this game, the destroyer's roles are to spot, capture, and kill. Now, there was a Schroeder pushing on ACAP. I'm not pushing into ACAP because he's got big secondaries. There's a Pommern behind him who's still a bit of a way out. But the carrier spotted the Fletcher sneaking straight through the middle. So we've pulled a 180. Forget our two guys hiding behind the island on ACAP. They can deal with that Schroeder. We've got the Fletcher here, and although I can't outgun him, I do have all of these torpedoes, and they can force him out of his smoke screen. And if they get close to him, he's going to be thinking about those torpedoes, not about us. But I have got my mind on where that Schroeder is. I'm paying attention to where he is on the minimap while I wait to see if we can get rid of this Fletcher, and he is going to come bombing out of his smoke. He takes another torpedo. He's not quite a dope in a smoke because these torpedoes don't hit hard, but thankfully the guys hanging at the back did have him dialed in. I think they knew what I was doing, and they managed to put the shots on and take the kill just as we run out of detectability from that Schroeder. But we aren't going to damage control until he's gone and his secondaries are out of the air from us. The CV is stalking again. Is he coming for us, or is he going for the big ships? And I think he's going to go for the big ships. So we are going to head back across towards ACAP because there is a Pommern out there. He isn't sighted, which means those two guys hiding behind the rock on ACAP do not have line of sight on him. And if only they would poke their faces out from behind their little island, they might be able to do a little bit better. Eh? Yeah, that's what we all wish. So, spot, capture, kill. Pay attention to the minimap. Respond to what is going on around you. So, yeah, we had to respond to the carrier focusing us at the start. We were spotting the Schroeder coming into the cap. The Pommern was a little bit too far away to do anything about at that time. But keeping an eye on the minimap, we saw that the Fletcher had pushed, so we responded by coming back to defend our home cap. We got rid of the Fletcher, which means that Red Team do not have a destroyer, so their battleships and cruisers are going to have to do their own spotting from now on. And if you look across towards Charlie Cap, you can see the shadows of a lot of big ships hiding behind an island. And our guys, they are the weak flank, I think, across there. They're doing their best to hold. But we get some slaps onto the Pommern. The CV is again focusing us. And one of the things that I will say is that all the while that the carrier is focusing a destroyer, that he is not focusing the other members of your team. So you can be useful in drawing those carrier attacks away from your team as long as you know what you're doing and believe that you can avoid those attacks and survive. So now that the Pommern is out of the way, I think, okay, there's a cruiser and a battleship there. They've got nothing in front of them. They can go and take that cap. I am not going to go and push into that cap. I am going to sail all the way across to the other side of the map because we've got a large chunk of red team across on this side, pretty much all of them apart from the carrier. And I'm thinking that the battleship and the cruiser there behind us can take care of the carrier if they push through and take that cap. And I'm going to reposition and come to this side of the map and help to take care of these guys. Now, using the torpedo indicator to see what's going on. We've got one guy there who's pushed through the center, trying to come round on the flank of the Baltimore. We've got one red team guy here who has pushed all the way through, but he is unsupported unless you class the Baltimore, and he is going to disappear. But it's not looking like a victory yet, even though we do have a minuscule lead in points. Red team have 2 caps to our 1. We are going to go basically spearfishing with a whole load of torpedoes, hoping somebody sails around that corner. But we're also going to stay a safe distance from that Baltimore, because that cruiser will take us down in a couple of salvos. So we want to stay out of his radar range and push around and try to keep him spotted. But that's going to be difficult because of this island that we've got to our left side now. But we've come across, we've successfully spotted. We are supporting. We do get a torpedo on somebody there with a flood. And we are now going to push in a little bit closer. The guys across there on the left are getting harassed by the carrier. So again, they are drawing the attention away now from the rest of the team. The carrier is getting some nice cap resets off those guys. And you'd think that the two of them together would be able to take care of that cap and take care of the carrier. That's what we were counting on. But the battleship behind us, he needs our support now. And I probably need to push this cap to stop Red Team earning points from it, because the lead that we did have has now disappeared. And even though we hold 2 caps each, we do have a 1-ship advantage. But we are going to have to kill ships or take caps to basically pull the advantage back towards blue. Takes a bit of a battering, but we've got this Amagi pushing straight in. The Georgia and the Baltimore are pushing through the center of the map. The carrier is still harassing the guys across there on A cap. Now, I could put some shots onto that Georgia there and try and get a fire started, but I figure he's low enough health that the battleship, who is currently off my bow, or the carrier can pick up that kill. So I'm staying concealed. I'm not hunting damage. And that's one of the things that you guys and the destroyers have to remember. It isn't all about damage. You do not have to go hunting for kills, hunting for Krakens, high calibers, Confederates. If it comes to you in the game, let it come. Play your role of spot, capture, kill, and in this case, we're also going to try and defend. It's going to be a little bit difficult, but we are getting that fast torpedo reload. We've got a double stack on the torpedo reload reduction, but this cruiser is on our home cap and we need to get rid of him. But to get rid of him, we need to have him spotted. We're going to put some torpedoes through the cap just in case he starts bobbing and weaving around. We've got torpedoes running against the battleship behind us, so we can keep both those guys spotted. Oh, those torpedoes are looking juicy, aren't they? That's very nice. There's another hit, another hit, another hit, another hit, and a couple of floods. Is he going to damage control those? We're going to put another couple of torpedoes across there just to be sure, because this thing has an endless supply of them. It does look like that flood is ticking on the battleship, which is very nice. Now I'm expecting this cruiser potentially to keep pushing through from decap across to the left-hand side of the map. And if he does that and survives, then it will allow me to sneak in behind him and flip this cap back, because I can't get close to the cap on the right-hand side of the map because the battleship is in the way. So come on, guys, get onto this Baltimore. Radar cruiser should always be a priority if you want your destroyers to stay alive. Now, I did put some shots across there to get a reset on that cruiser, but thankfully he was taken care of. We are spotted now momentarily. There's the battleship that has gone around behind us as well there, the Georgia. He's had an opportunity to heal up, which isn't good. So if you see those low health ships trying to run away and find some cover to get a heal off, put a salvo onto them, because even if you don't kill them, you're going to reduce the amount of health they have left when they reappear after that heal has run. Now, we look there, we put the torpedoes not on the indicator, but slightly off to one side, because I think that battleship is going to turn out. And we are going to get a little bit lucky there. The carrier is focusing the Georgia. We've got torpedoes coming up again, so we're going to try and make his life uncomfortable as we push into this cap now that we are clear to do so. We lose our CV, not good. I think he was pushing down through the left-hand cap with those other guys. And it's still not in our favour, but we're going to try and distract this Georgia from putting a salvo at our battleship at the back and going 2-on-1. We take out the battleship at the back of the map with the torpedoes perfectly placed. So now that we are detected, we're going to keep reeling on this guy. We've got the cap resets. We know that he's likely got AP loaded and we can potentially afford to take a hit. But is he going to get the chance to get a salvo off at us while those torpedoes run in? No, he's not. We get the kill, but we are still not winning this game. This cap is what we need to win this game, but there's going to be something going on towards the end of this match that you also need to be aware of, and it is this Iwami that is off on the left hand side. You can just see his health bar there on the left hand side of the screen. He is looking pretty healthy, but the carrier is going to focus the living daylights out of him. Now, you may be thinking, well, you should push off this cap and push in and spot that carrier and get him killed. He's the last ship in the game. But no, that is not the thing to do. In this situation, we need the caps to pull the points, because this is literally going to come down to the closing seconds of the game to guarantee a win. Now, that Iwami should not be pushing forward. If he understands the game mechanics, if he understands the way in which you can win the game, he will know that at this point in time, if he dies, the points are going to flip in the favor of red team. And with this little time left on the clock, there is a very good chance that red team's carrier could still pull back a win with a kill. I believe we need around 100 points difference between red and blue to guarantee the win. Me sailing onto this cap, even though there's not enough time for me to flip it completely before the game ends. There we go. That battleship has gone from probably three-quarters health to less than a quarter. He is being torpedoed. He's damage controlled his floods, or they're called Jane, so it might be a she. But now they've taken bombs, and it looks like there is a fire ticking on there. We are so close to getting defeated here, and I'm trying to push across the cap, but there's probably no way I can get close enough in the time needed for Will to rebuild. But just before that battleship ticks out to the bomb damage, we managed to run down the clock and secure the win with just under 120,000 damage, over 3,300 base XP. We were running a double credit booster on that one, which gave us a rather healthy 640,000 credits in the bank. Not a bad game played. So a little bit of instruction there on what you should be looking for. Certainly as a destroyer, what you should be looking for, what you should be doing, and also if it's late game and it's looking close, understand what you need to do to win, because there is no shame in pulling a 180 and sailing away from the carrier, because all you do is make him fly his planes further. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm obviously going to get packed and get up north for this funeral. So I hope you all have a great weekend. It's a sad occasion for me, but it'll be an opportunity to catch up with some of my extended family. So until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.